Hello guys, what is up? Welcome back. It is Taylor. Thank you for coming to this very special video that I have for you today. I actually completed a challenge and I am so excited to share this video with you guys. I trained like Black Widow for an entire month and I absolutely loved it. So yes, over the last month, I have been training like Scarlett Johansson does for Black Widow, and it was so much fun. I absolutely loved training like her. But the first thing I want to talk about is why I decided to train like Scarlett Johansson for an entire month. First of all, the movie came out and I was super inspired and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna train like her because 1, I love her. 2, she's a badass. 3, she is so strong and fit and athletic. It's like, my aspirations and goals are to be fit, strong, and athletic. I also just love Scarlett Johansson and her character in general. I was like, I can be Black Widow. So I did. Before I could start making this video, I obviously had to do some research. With my research, I came across a video of Scarlett Johansson's trainer. And in that video, he breaks down exactly why and the workouts that he does with Scarlett to make her Black Widow. He says they mainly focus on strength and athletic training, that it's not based off of aesthetics or looks. It's mainly just to get her at her peak performance to be Black Widow.
I like to approach the training more as an athlete. We want to prepare the actor for anything that's thrown at them so that they can do what they do best, and that's act.
Which honestly is awesome because most challenges out there are only out there for aesthetics and they're not really out there for like to become your best physical self, meaning like athleticism wise. I loved the fact that I didn't have the pressure of feeling like I failed if I didn't get to a certain aesthetic level, because you can obviously tell in the movies that like she's very fit and that she's very fast and she's very athletic because of all the fight scenes that she has to do in the Marvel movies. Like you can tell. And plus her figure doesn't even matter because like 1, that suit she wears, that would make anybody look good. Second thing, she looks good in general. So like I said, within my research of finding out how to train like Scarlett Johansson to be Black Widow, I came across a workout regimen or a workout program that was basically identical to what her trainer in that video had said that he did for her. He says that he broke it up into 3 phases and that 1 was for aerobic training, strength training, and 1 was to be 3 weeks out from her peak performance. So the workout program that I found is extremely close to what he said. Now I don't know if it's the exact workout plan that she actually followed, but this is extremely similar and literally all of the concepts that he had mentioned in that video were all in this program. So whoever created this program, if it wasn't him, obviously did the right research as well and figured it out very easily and actually put together a really nice program. But within my research, there was never a diet mentioned for Scarlett. During any video that I watched, no one ever mentioned a diet plan that she was on. I did find this Marvel diet. Like I said, her trainer did not mention anything about her being on a diet or on a certain specific meal plan to get her to where she needed to be. I did find this Marvel diet online. I don't know how accurate it is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if she followed it. So now why I didn't do the diet plan was because 1, they never stated if she ever did it or not, and nor did her trainer. 2, they weren't going for aesthetics, so there wasn't necessarily a reason for her to be on a hardcore diet. She needed to be on a diet that was going to fuel her body so that she would be able to gain strength as well as give her energy throughout her workouts and her day. So like I said, they weren't going for aesthetics, they were going for athletics. And since I eat obviously like an athlete because I train and work out on a regular basis and I eat very healthy on a daily basis, so I felt like I didn't necessarily need to follow the plan. More than likely, I am eating around the same style of what she did during this training process. So I know why you're here, because you want to see how I did it, what I did while training like Black Widow. So let's get into the nitty-gritty and I'll tell you what I did. So like I said, in the program, there's 3 phases and each phase I did for 1 week. Now normally Scarlett did these phases for about 3 to 6 weeks at a time and I only did 1. So no, I did not see the progress that she would see, but I got a nice little taste by doing each one for a week. There basically was a workout for every single day, and then they also included the active rest days and what I was supposed to do or if it was just a full-on rest day. All my workouts were actually pretty quick. They ended up only being 30 to 45 minutes long. I think it was because of the way that I did the training. It didn't necessarily need for me to take that long. But yeah, they were actually pretty quick workouts, but they were very, very effective. But since Scarlett was also not focused on aesthetics, I wasn't either during this challenge. So I actually also just focused on the athleticism that I was going to gain and the mobility and the strength that I was going to gain while doing this program. And my main goal was to see if by the end of the month, if I was going to feel a physical difference doing these movements or doing these workouts, or to see, you know, just in general, if the flow of my movements was smoother. Like I said, enough rambling on, let's get into week 1. Okay, so week 1, phase 1. So this is a 6-week prep workout that focuses on improving aerobic conditioning, restoring and improving mobility and stability, building Johansson's work capacity and vascular network. So basically what that is saying is that this is just a pre-training session to all of the strength building that they're gonna do leading up to. So this is literally just to get her ready for all of that so that she's more comfortable with the movements and gaining strength to be able to do the strength training. So during phase 1, honestly for me, it felt a little slow. It wasn't my favorite week and it wasn't much of a challenge for me personally. It's just because I'm used to this style of training. It wasn't like much of a challenge for me to get through all of these workouts. It's not that I felt bored, but almost was bored while doing the workouts. I did really love the breakdown of the actual workout. So what he did in the program was he put what day it was, he put the primer, which is all of the warm-up stuff, and then he sectioned it off to improve reaction time, that she had a clear understanding of why she was doing these things, and now you have a clear understanding as to why you're going to be doing those movements, and then the actual strength training part of the workout. So I actually really enjoyed that. For me especially, it was because like I could do the primer and then the improving reaction time as a circuit rather than just individual movements, and I really enjoyed that. Maybe that's why my workouts actually went so fast. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed having that breakdown. Like I said, I was able to make it into a circuit rather than just doing them one exercise at a time and feeling bored. I actually got to switch it up myself if I felt like, but while still getting the full benefit of doing the workout. I also felt for me that it was the most effective for the way that the program was designed for me to do it that way. I'm so used to doing these type of workouts, so creating it into a set or doing a superset where I had no rest in between and I was getting my heart rate up, it was a little bit different and it was a little bit more challenging for me to be able to get through it. So week 2 and phase 2. Phase 2 is an emphasis on strength and hypertrophy, working from lower intensity with high volume to higher intensities with lower volume to gain max strength. So now I did kind of enjoy phase 2. Phase 2 was more of the strength building process. And I do like the way that the program was structured for this phase of it, because it was all just, you know, strength training. It was like, okay, do this, this, and this, you know, and you get the optimal rest time that you need in between. Again, since I am used to this type of training, it did still feel kind of slow. Like, okay, this isn't really challenging for me. I do this a lot. I tend to do this style of training the most. And so I was just really used to it. But the nice part about it was that it was strength building. So I was easily able to push myself. If it was a movement that I do all of the time and I know that I can like really push some weight on it, I did it. If I normally, you know, don't do as high of a weight, but you know what, I was like, this week, you know what, I'm gonna do high weight. It's strength building. I'm gonna build my strength, so I'm gonna move up in weight every time because that's what this phase of the program is designed for me to do. The other thing I did really like about this phase was the speed training. I don't normally do speed training. Some days did have speed training and other days didn't. That was one thing I did enjoy because that was a little bit challenging for me, was the rest time in between. So the speed training during this phase was actually really enjoyable because it was something different and it was a little bit more challenging for me. So now we're moving on to week 3, phase 3. So phase 3 was to get Scarlett Johansson to her peak performance, and it was 3 weeks of a metabolic focused workout. By far that this was my favorite phase. I even remember thinking that while I was doing it. I was like, I am really enjoying it because I felt like I was able to do more of what I normally do, like more of the type of training that I am into. Like I got to do a lot more deadlifts, I got to do a lot more strength training to me personally, and especially since I felt stronger and more athletic, I was able to move more. My cardio endurance was up a little bit because of all the reaction training that he had us doing, and I was also adding in kind of my own cardio because I know that she was doing, you know, yoga and cardio on her off days as well. Despite the fact that this workout and these movements were things that I am used to doing, but there was just something about it that this week felt so different. Like I felt the movement so much smoother and everything just felt really, really good. I also, again, really enjoyed the breakdown of each workout within this phase. So we always started out with improving reaction time, and then we went into strength training, and then we went into basically burnout sets. So it was basically however many sets and reps you can do in a certain period of time, and that was also totally new to me. I was like, I don't ever do this, and I don't know why, because it's so much fun and it's so different, and I actually feel like a really big burn. Like I actually feel myself working. Like not that I don't normally feel myself working, but you know what I mean, on a different level, because my muscles and my body are not used to that. These are movements I do all the time and exercises I do all the time, but like the way the program designed you to do them, I don't do it like that. And honestly, it was so cool and it was so different being able to train and do something like that in a way that I almost never would have thought of doing, because it was just something that I was like, never really crossed my mind. Never really even saw people doing it either. But overall, like I said, I really enjoyed phase 3's workouts. But here we are at the end of the program. It was my last day. I finished it. My last day was so weird. It was not a workout I was expecting on my last day. It was like basically just like a burnout day. Yeah, basically my last actual day of working out, because the actual last day of that week was a rest day. It was weird. It was basically just a burnout. So I had to do one exercise basically for 75 reps, and I had to do it for 75 reps without putting the weight down, but I could take breaks, but I couldn't put the weight down. So that was different, and that was really challenging actually. So yeah, that's how my last day went of training. End of the workout, end of the program, my thoughts, my feelings on training like Black Widow for a whole month. And honestly, I loved it. It was awesome. I loved feeling like, oh my gosh, this is the workout Scarlett Johansson did. And she's a badass, and she can fight, and she's just a hot, there was a bug, and she's just, you know, a hot mama. Like, come on. Like I felt cool. I don't know. Is that just me? Was that just me? Maybe it was just me. I don't know. Anyways, I loved the fact that I was able to stick with this challenge. And I think it was because I was actually highly, highly motivated to do this challenge. I just, you know, like I said, love Black Widow. I love Scarlett Johansson. I'm a super big fan of the Marvel movies and all the superheroes. I want to be a Marvel superhero. Like, hello, Disney. I'll be your Marvel superhero, okay? Like my dream was always to be Mary Jane in the Spider-Man movies, but honestly, I think that dream has honestly, if Mary Jane was ever to come back into the Spider-Man movies, I would accept the role. But my feelings have changed a little bit, I think. I think I would love, like, that is a dream job. Dream job, be a Marvel superhero. Hands down. Like, hand me a role today, I would take it. You know? That's just me. Anyways, let's get back to what I was saying. I loved switching it up and sticking to this challenge because I'm not very good at sticking with challenges. There were so many videos that I have attempted to make that are YouTube, like, fitness challenges, like workout challenges and stuff like that. And I just never stick to them because they're never something that motivates me. They're never anything that I actually enjoy doing. And this one I really enjoy doing, mostly because I actually go to the gym every day. So I was like, I might as well do this workout program, and I might as well film the workout for you, you know? And by actually doing this program, it actually made me realize kind of like what type of goals I have when it comes to working out now. I've made some changes to some like athletic goals, as well as physical and fitness goals that I want to achieve. It really made me want to switch up my style of training and be more athletic rather than aesthetic based, because it was so nice knowing that this program wasn't based off of aesthetics. Because like I said in the beginning, I would have felt like a failure if I didn't get to a certain aesthetic point like they did, despite the fact that even if I did it for a shorter period of time or whatever, I still would have felt like a failure knowing that I didn't complete the challenge the way that they did, or finish the challenge looking the way they did, you know? Like, it just would have been really hard on my soul. And like knowing that this program wasn't made for aesthetics and it was made for athleticism, I think really, really helped. I like, if you couldn't tell by this video, I really enjoyed training like her. And like I said, I'm gonna switch up my style of training to be training more like Scarlett Johansson did for the movies. So yeah. Well, I think that's literally everything I have to say about training like Black Widow for a whole month, because it gave me such a boost of confidence in myself and a boost in my training, knowing that like I can achieve these goals and not everything has to be based off of aesthetics. Not everything has to be looks, that your athleticism is just as important as your looks are, especially for the gym. And I still know that it's totally fine for me to have aesthetic goals. There's a cockroach in my house. Let me go kill that. I got it. I don't even remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Okay, it's important. I know it's okay to have aesthetic goals, but also physical goals. And I do think working on certain physical goals are going to help you achieve your aesthetic goals better or easier, because you'll be more focused on looking like an athlete rather than some girl who looks good in a bikini, if that's what you go for. Like I said, by doing this challenge, I think that it really helped me focus on all of that. Like, it made me realize that I really want to focus on doing more mobility, being more flexible again, working on handstands so I can be able to do like the really cool handstand stuff. You know, like people like Morgan Rose and Little T Fitness, how they have so much mobility. They're so flexible, and they're also really strong. The way that they present themselves in general, two different aesthetics. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying, but that's it for this video. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will leave everything down below that I found for this challenge that I did. I will link the video of her trainer. I will link the program. No worries. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, because I really loved doing this, and I really hope that you guys do it. Yeah. Okay, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching again. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias, as well as subscribing to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.